Alright, here is my brand new build. I've kind of named it Project Black Devil, but that's just something to call it. I'll kind of will take us through all the parts here and give a little tour. The case is a Xigmatech Elysium case. It's an absolutely massive case. You can see my old rig with an HAFX there. It looks like a baby compared to this one. I wanted to get this case so I could get a big water cooling loop internal, and it did a pretty good job of that, so I can't say I'm too unhappy with that. First we'll start with the system, I suppose. I've got an Asus Maximus 4 Extreme motherboard here with a i7 2600K in it. Right now I have two EVGA GTX 570s, superclocked editions in SLI that are air-cooled. I plan to add two water-cooled versions of the Kepler series cards that should be coming out here in the next couple months, 3 months, 4 months. It's hard to tell. We don't know if those will be GTX 700s or 600s yet, but I'll throw a couple 680s in there when they come out. I have the new Seasonic X1250 power supply. I figured that'd be good enough to power whatever I needed. Here I've got 16 gigabytes of 1866 speed Corsair Vengeance memory that I've kind of color matched with the motherboard there. For an operating system drive, I have a 240 gigabyte OCZ Vertex 3. It's on the back side of the case. It's mounted via Velcro. It actually worked out pretty good. I originally intended to mount my hard drives in here, and that's why I did this the way I did it, but turns out these hard drive bays aren't all that easy to get hard drives in and out of. And I also thought to myself, after the fact, it's probably not very smart to put the single most expensive piece directly below where it's likely to leak if it ever does. So I've kind of gone against that, and I'll eventually redo that and get rid of this and put the pump down here on the ground where it belongs, and that'll help get rid of this mess right here, which I really don't like right now, but like I said, it's temporary. Also, I've got a Blu-ray drive. I originally intended to put more media drives, but as you can see, because of the fittings here, that's about the only way it would fit. I still need to paint it black, but I'll get around to that here in the next few days. Front panel here. You can see a Lamptron FC9 fan controller, a Creative Sound Blaster front panel, and my Asus Blu-ray drive. As far as the water cooling loop is concerned, up top I have a Black Ice GTX 420 radiator. It comes out that here, goes into the Black Ice GTX 240 radiator, comes out the 240 and into my EK 250 advanced multi-option reservoir, comes out that in through a couple 90s into the top of the Swiftech MCP 35X pump, and from there comes out and into my XSPC Raystorm CPU block, and from there back into my GTX 420. So that is my loop for now. As I said, when the Kepler series comes out, I'll be adding some EVGA hydrocopper versions into the loop. That's why I built such a big loop. And that is basically the rundown of the system. It's together for now. It's certainly not complete. I'm waiting on more cable sleeving. I'm going to go ahead and sleeve these all these PCI power connectors and my 24-pin power connector in single braid sleeve like I have done my 8-pin here. But as I said, I'm waiting on cable sleeving for now. Also, like I said, the only reason I did that pump and reservoir right there the way I did it was because I intended on using the hard drive bay to still mount the hard drives, but it wasn't going to work out quite like I thought, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this box here and put this pump down here on the ground so I can get some tubing between it. I just don't really like this 90 into 90 thing here, and it causes a lot of congestion right here with the graphics card wires, and I don't have my Sound Blaster card in at the moment, but there's the wires for it. So it's taken me a while to put together. I had to RMA the motherboard because it had a dead PCI slot. Finally got it back and got it put together last night. And I'm kind of also battling a little bit of issue with my pump. Doesn't always want to start as soon as I start the machine. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm going to be contacting SwiftTech today. Hopefully I can catch it on video showing what it's doing so they can see it and maybe help me out a little bit. But we'll get it figured out. I'm not worried about it. So for now, this is Project Black Devil. Like I said, I'm going to pull this drive out this weekend and paint it matte black. I really don't like how that looks sitting in there white like that. And some more tidying up with cables, but as I said, I'm waiting on sleeving, so that's where we're at for now.